So today I want to share yet another of Michaela's little intellectual rabbit holes. This is another one that I have found myself on lately. And it really one has fascinated me, but also has brought up some things from my past. And this is all about behavior charts. What are your thoughts on them? As I said, for me, it's created some anxiety as I remember, school. Now, behavior charts, we've used them for years. We've used them in schools, we've used them at home. And I came across these boards as teachers are talking about them and then other parents stepping in and really watching and reading these discussions on, are behavior charts effective and do they really work? Hi, and welcome to Learning Life, and thank you for joining me today as we look at behavior charts. Do they work? Now, I'm going to say, when I'm reading some of these things, it brought up stuff from 40 years ago, that I remember sitting in school and seeing the behavior charts on the wall, and I was that type of child that just wanted to do well and that everybody liked me. And so I'd find myself looking where everybody was at and how well was I doing, and this fear of because we used to get gold stars and black dots. If I ever got a black dot, to me that would have been almost a fate worse than death, at 5, 6 years old. So as I was reading these things talking about it and teachers talking about using them now and what they're seeing in kids, it was oh, okay, I've got some stuff I've got to let go. But it also makes me realize we've been using them for years. Are they really effective? Do they really work? And so, I wanted to bring this to you, and thank you for joining me when I do go down my little rabbit holes. And I hope that it is something that really just brings some value to you. Thank you so much for watching, for your likes, for your subscribes and comments. And hey, if this is something that really brings some value to you, could I ask that you share it with a friend that you might think that might get something out of this too? What are behavior charts? I'm going to cover this because maybe you're not fully really aware. Behavior charts, they are those reward systems, visual reminders for our children as they are learning new behaviors, learning how to make better choices, whatever it is. And usually it is something that we give, stickers to when we see that behavior, and it ends up building towards a bigger and a greater reward. Think toilet training. We use them a lot for that. Yes, you did it. You've got this. And then you work up towards your big reward at the end. Maybe it is about another skill. It's a goal. Here's your visual reminder. And here's those little steps along the way that you have made it. Behavior charts. We see them. It could be weekly, daily, whatever it is. Now, I do want to point out that I really think that there is a difference between behavior charts and then chore and routine charts, okay? To me, these are the ones that, this is the goal that we've set. This is the behavior that we want to see, and these are the rewards. Yet for me, chore charts or routine charts, so these are the things that we do daily, day in, day out. It's a great visual reminder. These are the steps. You can see if you've done it or not. Sometimes people reward for this. I generally don't on this category. And, this is not just also for small children. I have used routine charts a lot, especially with my teens that have difficulties learning and in processing and steps. It's such a great thing. Even I'm getting ready for school, making sure I haven't forgotten anything. I'm getting ready for bed. These are the steps that I need to follow. So to me, they are different things. And I'm talking about this one over here, the one where we're building towards a reward, that short-term behavior. What if they do not work? Guess what? Behavior charts don't always work. It might be up to your child. Maybe this is the wrong motivation for them. I have a child like that. She can see it. She doesn't care. You can give me a behavior chart all day long. It's not her motivation, and it's never going to work. It doesn't matter to her that her sister might be having a chart with all these. It's not her motivation. So in that case, it's not going to work. Or maybe we have fallen into the trap of, trying to get our children to do things before they are developmentally ready. Okay. we are seeing this push of like, we've got to get our children to be doing these things. And we make these charts. But if they are not ready for it, it's going to fail. Okay? Everybody gets frustrated at that point. The child is frustrated. You as parents are frustrated. Why is it happening? They just weren't ready. So back off and try again later. It is totally okay to be doing that. Or maybe you haven't invited your child in to, see what is the right motivation for them. What is the right reward? Because I could say you're going to get a sticker. And when you've got this number, it's that. And if they don't care about that, they're also not going to do it. So invite them into the process and say, okay, we're going to do this. What do we want to work towards? I did that when my girls were 2 and we were toilet training, invited them in. So we said, worked for one, for the other, we had to change it pretty quickly when we saw what her motivation needed to be. And the last thing really in this, so we've had, falling into that trap, our child doesn't really, care about it. We're not inviting our children. And then really that we're inconsistent in giving the rewards. As with one daughter, if we're not consistent, she will tell you, but you should have done this and this and this and this, that they want to see it. And if we are inconsistent too often, then the children are like, well, doesn't really matter. I'm not going to get it. I'm never going to achieve it. Then they will back off and it will fail. So they really can work, but if they're not working, it's time to reevaluate and adjust and go, all right, we need to do something different. How effective are they? I do think that behavior charts can be effective, okay? I think that there is a place for them to be effective, and that is home, okay? Because you know what? We're building like these short-term goals, like one step at a time. And they are very effective if we've got just a small goal. We are not trying to build a lifelong skill on one behavior chart. No, everything has to be broken up into those smaller chunks. And when we are doing that and we are consistent with it, then they are very effective for our children. When are they ineffective? Well, from what I was seeing, like on these different boards and teachers talking, like for me, seeing it like when I was in the classroom, I don't really think that they are effective in schools. We still use them, but and I've seen it like in teaching, and I very quickly learned not to use behavior charts and have to find other things for the children, because you have those that are like me that just end up caring so much about like what is up there versus the kids who just don't care at all. And so therefore really making the whole behavior chart ineffective, because they're like, I don't know, you could send me to the principal's office. I really don't care. So they're in a bigger group setting, especially when you're pitting in a way peer against peer, because it's this big visual reminder that so-and-so has got all of these beautiful stickers and they've only got like 1 or 2. It creates some tension and anxiety. I have seen the effects on kids, and that's always my heart. I don't want kids to feel bad about themselves because they don't have the right number of stickers. So I really believe that they are very effective at home for the short term, but not effective in the schools. Other thoughts from me. All right, so I have a lot of thoughts as I go through this. And so this becomes like, in a way, like Michaelia's opinion time. But as I'm pulling in these thoughts from experience and also from like extensive reading on it, I really believe we don't overdo behavior charts. It should be one at a time. Okay, if we're trying to set up like 3 or 4 different charts for 3 or 4 different things, it's going to confuse our children. It's overcomplicated. They're just not really sure. We focus on one thing at a time, like toilet training. Okay, I talked about that before. We did that with our girls, one at a time. Here you go. Here's your chart. You see it. You work towards it. It is not complicated. They can see the results right away. We have been great. And then that is all good. As I said, in the home. They need to be in the home. Behavior charts can be really good in that. And we have used them. Like, oh, you wanted to go and like see this movie. Okay, well, what we've seen are these sorts of behaviors happening too often, and we're not. Could we maybe make that movie a reward to shake off some of these behaviors and set it up? But at the same time, we've also seen that we've had behavior charts that have created major problems because they knew the consequences of these sorts of actions. You might lose something, and we'd invited them in and they had agreed upon everything, But then it became like so much. And there were fights and arguments and screamings about different things that it was like, we're just going to nix behavior charts. And so we've had to find like other motivations because they became a problem. Okay. But if you want to use them, then go ahead and use them. You know your child. We all have to do what works best for us. We've had to work along the way and go, these aren't working. But routine charts can be good. Chore charts can be good. But the behavior charts for us, they're not. And if you really want to try them and use them but don't know where to start, there are many great free printable behavior charts online. I'll put a link to some below. I'll put some more like on my website so that you can get an idea of, oh, that is something simple and easy that I could do. Okay. If you're going to use them, have fun with them, be consistent and make that. But honestly, if it's creating too many problems, get rid of them. Okay. Don't use them. I'll need to sum up in that I think that they can be good, right? I don't think that they should be in schools. And I'm sorry, teachers, that I am saying that. And maybe you've had some great experiences with them. I just know that I haven't. That if it is creating like even emotional issues for your child, stop it. Okay. But if it works for you, you know what? Do what works for you. Do behavior charts work? Yes. Can they be a good thing? Yes. And should you use them if they are working for you? Yes. Well, thank you so much for watching today and being part of this learning life. You know what? If you have some great experiences from using behavior charts, I would love to hear it. I always love to hear like the great experiences that people have had with something that maybe hasn't worked for me, because it helps me to go, oh, maybe if I had tweaked it that way. Or maybe it is just my children's personalities too. We just never know. But if you've had some great experiences, I would love to hear. Just comment below. And the winner of the Catan Junior board game is Angela Taylor. Congratulations. I'll be in touch with you to get you this fun board game that you can play with your family. Thank you for playing along this time. And don't forget, we've got another giveaway next month. And if you would love to be part of this, helping getting these videos out there, you can do that. And you can do that by becoming a champion. Check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life.